protein is having a moment. It is in everything: snacks, desserts, even water. Why does water need protein? Hi, I'm Allie. Americans already consume about 20% more protein than recommended. So my question is it unhealthy, unnecessary, or just harmless overindulgence? Have you ever counted your macros? I've heard about it, but I haven't done it until today. Along with carbohydrates and fat, protein is a macronutrient essential for building and repairing muscles, tissues, and cells. So your perfect macro split is going to depend on your body, your level of physical activity, but you can just go to the internet or go to ChatGPT like I did and figure it out real quick. We came up with about 100 grams of protein as a real good target for me. I am actually not going to change my diet at all today. I truly want to find out if I am one of the Americans who's overdoing protein. I started my day this morning at 5 and I did not have my phone out for recording, but there was cold brew with a splash of whole milk. Breakfast then was a smoothie with protein powder. Not the cleanest, but I think it tastes really, really good. A whole milk Greek yogurt. Cheers. Plus whole grain toast on the side with butter. Just at breakfast, I clocked 33 grams of protein. So I guess I may have fallen into the protein craze. You saw my protein powder. I too am a sucker for marketing, I guess. And at the grocery store, you really can't escape the marketing. Protein bars, protein pancakes, protein pasta. And it's not that protein is bad. Of course, we need it, but it feels like this is just the latest American diet craze, right? Let's zoom out.
New Kraft-free singles, fat-free.
In the 1980s, you had the low-fat boom. At the time, the government said no more than 30% of calories should come from fat.
He is watching his fat and cholesterol.
Low fat. They'd never even try it.
So the food industry then flooded the market with fat-free products. These fat-free products were often loaded with sugar and refined carbs. Then in the 1990s, a backlash.
She lost 50 pounds on Atkins in just 3 months.
The Atkins diet became huge. The Atkins diet is low carb and high protein. Then in the 2000s, you had South Beach and Paleo, which were cleaner, focused on less processed foods and still high protein. Then in the 2010s, you saw the rise of keto, which is extreme low carb and high fat.
70% of your calories come from fat.
So you can see things have changed a lot. For me, my diet hasn't. I've been eating tuna sandwiches forever, and that's what I had for lunch today. A tuna salad sandwich on that same type of bread I had for breakfast. Then I needed something sweet. I had 2 dates with almond butter and dark chocolate. That's 30 grams of protein, bringing my running total up to 63 grams for the day so far. Protein is essential, but like with anything, too much, especially from red meat or processed meat, can be bad. It can raise the LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, and it could strain your kidneys, according to the Mayo Clinic. Then there's another layer to consider. How processed is your protein? How processed is the food on your plate?
An alarming nutrition reality.
In August of 2025, the CDC came out with kind of a shocking number.
This actually has very real health impacts.
Americans are getting 55% of calories from ultra-processed foods.
A number that's even higher for children 18 years old and younger.
Things like sandwiches, bakery products, packaged snacks, and sweetened drinks. So to complicate things, it's not just about your macronutrients, it's about where they're coming from. For dinner, I had salmon with teriyaki sauce, veggies, and brown rice, followed by some cherries. That dinner had 42 grams of protein, bringing my total up to 105 grams. I was targeting 100, so I came pretty darn close. Okay, so honestly, I'm pretty happy with my total and I'm happy with how I ate today, but I really just want to emphasize it's just one day, and I need to admit, this was probably a healthier than normal day of eating because I knew I had to record it on camera. A lot of days are not this way. And after doing the research for this video and testing my own diet, my big takeaway is that, yeah, we probably eat too much protein, but we probably eat too much of everything. But more important than how much we're eating is where is it coming from? My favorite saying is from Michael Pollan: eat food, not too much, mostly plants. That's what I live by, and that's what I recommend. But I also recommend you do your own research for yourself and do what works for your body. Remember that if you can't pronounce an ingredient, or if the ingredient list is longer than a CVS receipt, it's probably not the best choice. Protein is not the villain. Carbs aren't the villain either, and neither is fat, but having too much of any one thing, that's probably the worst thing. I hope this video was entertaining and educational. Thank you so much for coming along on this ride with me. If you want another investigation, check out my previous video on the rise of ketamine. It'll be linked right here. In the meantime, stay curious and be well. See you next time.